In today's video, from binging and restricting to flexible dieting with Christina.
By myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com and I have a special guest today. How are you, Christina?
Good, I'm very good.
So everyone, this is Christina Sullivan, who has been a client of mine since she was Christina Laza.
Yes.
And we have a really cool history to share here. So we're going to go over some things that you've gone through from dieting on a, let's say, restrictive meal plan, right? Where you only were allowed to eat certain foods.
Yep.
I guess we would say low calorie dieting, because we figured you got down close to 1,000 calories at some points.
Yep.
Where it was unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Then we're going to talk about your journey, because you wanted to compete at some point. You found me. We started reverse dieting. You actually lost weight.
Yes.
Got leaner.
Yep.
And now we have the confidence that we are 2 weeks out from stage for the first time.
Yes.
So let's get into it, because I think the most important thing for me when it comes to working with a client is overall health and well-being. It's not just about, hey, let's get you on stage and let's win some shows. And the big thing that struck me with you was that you got into a pattern of binging.
Yes.
So why don't you talk about how binge eating started, and then kind of the mindset that allowed that to kind of resolve it, because that's health.
Yeah.
That's well-being.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell everybody here, how did that process start?
Yeah, so in 2012, I saw Amanda Latona, actually.
Oh, great physique.
That was my girl. That's what I wanted. So I hired a coach. It was a meal plan based approach. I had 2 different options to pick from, and I followed that. But when I wasn't in the mood for those foods, I was like, what do I do? What do I eat? And so from there, I started to play with flexible dieting, track my macros, and hired some online coaches that were, at the time I thought were going to make me eat more food and feel better, but my macros just kept getting lower, and that resulted in me eating celery and salads and cucumbers all day long at work, just because my carbs were down to 75. And then Brian would pick me up from work and I would be like dizzy with hunger, and I would tell him we need to go to eat right now. And I couldn't be at the restaurant with all the food getting passed around, the flatbread smelling delicious, and I would lose control every time. And it was just down, and I would wake up and I would feel like I would have to restrict even more.
Were you working in a restaurant? You mentioned a restaurant.
No, we would go out to restaurants because I knew at home I had no carbs, I had no food to eat.
So you didn't have anything in the house.
Nope.
So you had already learned at that point that the binge eating was something that you had to manage through, like keeping yourself out of that position.
Oh yeah, because we would, this is a true story, we would have bags of waffle fries, and I would eat the whole entire bag of waffle fries in bed at night, just the whole entire bag. So didn't allow that in the house. We would go out to eat and eat everything.
Well, I mean, now we understand why.
Yeah.
So after working together over the last year, we've figured out that Christina has what we call a genetic anomaly as far as metabolism goes. At 2 weeks out from her show, her lowest carb days prior to this week were 225, and we just had a 300 gram 305?
305, get it right.
Yeah, 305.
That 5 matters.
And she hit a new low the next day. So, we're dealing with someone that obviously needs to eat for their body to function properly. And so we started looking over our updates because, Christina lives in South Florida. I live in Tampa. So she drove up just for today so we can do some posing with her husband, Brian, as well. They're 2 weeks out from stage. So we started looking over the history, and it was kind of fun to see that we started out at a body weight of around 117 pounds.
Yep.
You were doing as little as 140 minutes of cardio per week, and probably more, because you didn't report it to me.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
You said 0 cardio, and when I told you that, you laughed.
I was like, absolutely not. I was ending every day with cardio.
And you were around, I think it was around 1,200. No, let me look on the paper here so I get it right, because I don't want to get it wrong. 1,478 calories. That being 122 protein, 30 fat, and 180 carb. And then you said you might have been misreporting your carbs.
That was when, I was trying to get them up. So I had tried for 3 months to get my carbs up by myself.
Okay.
But it got to a certain point where I was like, I need someone, because 180 is absolutely terrifying to me. I was
especially if you were on 75 and eating cucumbers all day long.
That's where I started before,
So the exciting part was when we started working together, I immediately noticed like your body composition started to change. You started like looking denser. You weren't necessarily dropping weight fast, but you were definitely dropping weight early on. So after a few months, we got you up to nearly 2,400 calories, 303 grams of carbs, and 72 fat. Cardio down to 30 minutes total a week, and your weight had actually gone down 2 pounds. And this is when you started getting some comments in the gym, right?
Yes.
So, and at this point, had the eating disorder behavior issues started to like disappear? Like you started noticing like,
oh my God,
less fear of food?
Totally, it completely changed my my life is different now. Like
you just reminded me. You sent me that voice memo the other day.
I did, because
it made me cry a little.
Oh my God, I was crying because I was not ever able to like go to a restaurant or like get sushi and just like get 2 rolls and be okay. Like I would eat until literally physically sick, and now like food is not an issue.
Right.
It isn't. I have a lot of it.
What was the mental? Because I guess I struggle with it because I've never really had that issue. I'm a guy who's always been skinny, so I associate food with I need more of it.
Right.
Like if I'm short on calories, I'll eat a chocolate cake rather than be short on calories, right?
Me
too. So Brian says me too. So that's a guy thing. But for a girl who's wants to lose weight, but you feel like you can't control yourself, what is the feeling when you just start eating a sushi roll that you go, I'm just not going to stop eating until I'm almost sick?
It's like you feel like you're never gonna have it again because you were
because as soon as this meal's over, you're going back.
Tomorrow I'm not gonna eat this, so I need to literally eat every roll that I could possibly want on this menu, because I don't know when the next time I will have it again.
Right. Makes perfect sense. And so the exciting thing for us now is that as we're about 2 weeks out from your first competition, which I'm very excited because I'll post some pictures up in the video of Christina. I'll actually do some editing to this video so you guys can see the transformation in her physique. She's obviously going to excel on stage. And to think that it might not have happened if she got stuck in that low calorie kind of approach or meal plan type of approach. You might have just gotten burnt out and just given up on competition and thinking that's not for me. And luckily we're at a place where now I feel like we're talking about when we're going to get our carbs up to 400 grams a day.
Oh, yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah. So let's talk about you have a YouTube channel, right?
I do.
And you share your journey.
I do. I shared my reverse too.
I'll put the link to her channel below. So she talks about that. She's talked about contest prep.
Yeah.
Your Instagram, I'll post that up too. That's great for, you always post like food meal prep stuff.
Yes.
Which is important.
Yes.
So why don't you talk about how flexible dieting isn't about eating junk food and how you approach your flexible diet.
Yeah, I just really view food as fuel, and I do allow like the fun treats and when I'm not in competition prep, but I just really like how I feel because when I was doing this yo-yo dieting binging, I was eating crap and waking up feeling like crap. Like I was never awake. I would always crave terrible foods because that was all I was eating, and even in the gym I just wasn't performing. I was like sluggish and just always bloated from the crappy delicious food that I was constantly eating, and now I just view food as fuel and I feel amazing. It's addicting when you start to feel awake and you can perform and lift heavier. Yeah,
I remember last time you were over you had the Power Popcorn, which is basically like a high protein version that Icon Meals makes of popcorn, but it's enjoyable.
But
it's sweet, it tastes good.
So mixing that in a little bit.
What are some of your favorite like flexible dieting treats that you fit into your day that wouldn't be typical bro foods?
I guess so I love making like French toast, but I make it with Ezekiel bread. So I do like
egg whites.
So it's not even that it's sweet and it's with whole food. So like that's really what I like to do.
Yeah. Do you use any of the Halo Tops or any of those things?
I do, not very often. The dairy kind of upsets my stomach as of recently. But now they have the new vegan stuff. But absolutely, I just a couple weeks ago actually had the new Enlightened, just like 3 weeks ago, which I was.
And that's another part of it. A lot of people will say, "Well, I can't tolerate carbs well," or "I can't tolerate this well." When they have that food, they just overdo it and they just kind of
Oh yeah.
like consume so much of it that their digestive system isn't prepared to handle that. So like even those days when you were binging and overeating, if you had spaced that out over a day, you might have handled it well enough.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at you now, 305 grams of carbs you had the other day and woke up lighter.
Yeah.
You didn't eat that in one meal at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You planned it out, you had your normal, spacing of your meals and just felt better. So
right.
I think the reason I want to do this video with you is because I think there's still a lot of people out there that are going through this process of either trying to lose weight by just restricting all the time and over cardioing, too much, like a cardio bunny situation. You lift heavy.
Yes.
You like hitting PRs in the gym.
I love it.
You eat foods that you enjoy.
Yeah, I do. So I love everything I eat.
Go follow Christina. Competition in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And then what's beyond that?
I really want to win my freaking pro card.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. And we got Brian. So what's funny is your husband, who probably saw you on prep, thought, well, she's in prep, might as well do some dieting myself.
Yeah.
Started looking kind of good, and then we got him on stage. So he's already won his class at one show. We're getting ready to compete again in 2 weeks. So why don't you talk a little bit about, we got a few more minutes left, how that dynamic has helped, having a spouse. Because believe me, there's a lot of times, you can get pushback from a significant other or family or friends. Mm-hmm. You mentioned where you live, you get pushback on the way you eat and the way your lifestyle is. So talk about the benefits of having, someone in your lifestyle that not only just gets it, but also helps you.
It's amazing because we do cardio in a little apartment cardio room, and if he's walking the dog, he'll see me on the Stairmaster on the treadmill. He will text me and be like, "You got this, babe. A couple more minutes left." Like that little text that I see pop up on my screen is like, "You're right," and I speed up the treadmill. It's awesome. But I don't have him eating pizza and crap. We will meal prep our healthy food together, and it's just so much better when you have someone that has that same drive and mindset, and it motivates you. It's just so motivating to share.
I love working with couples that work together because I know they already have a resource in the house that's helping them. It's not just a friend, it's someone that's every day sees you, and if you're not in the mood to prep food, he can prep food, and if he's not in the mood to do cardio, you can convince him to go to the gym with you, type of thing.
Yes, and pushing each other in the gym, because when you're your bad day might not be his bad day. Exactly. Yeah, and even when we have 2 bad days, it's that's even I don't know, it's those bad days push us even harder because we got each other. I don't know what I would do without him. Yeah. So one final thing to add, when we were looking over the data, we actually realized that you're at your stage weight now. Basically, we might see a few ounces here and there change, but your calories right now on your high day are the same as they were at the highest of your reverse. Yeah. Crazy. And you're 12 pounds lighter and in stage condition, obviously. So there is not one way to prep diet. That's basically, there's not one way to fat loss diet. There is not the magic diet. Everyone's bodies are so different and so dynamic that you kind of need to find someone that gets that and matches your goals. Yes. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I just want to tell Christina, thank you for being awesome. We've done some fun stuff over the last year, and it's going to be really fun to see her on stage in 2 weeks. I'm really hoping I can be there. Yeah. I'm going to try to drive down. So if I do, I'll definitely get footage for you guys. But until then, click on her Instagram or her YouTube channel and follow along, and let's cheer her on these last 2 weeks. Yeah. Anything else you want to say? No, I just love you for changing my life. You changed your life. I just got to be the person that helped you do it. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it from Pro Physique. This is Christina Sullivan. I'm Paul, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. By myself.